Well, a good Monday morning to each and every one of you. Thank you for joining me for today's Final Expense Monthly Monday. Today is Monday, February 5th, 2018. My name is Matt Alina, and I'm the Final Expense Manager here at URL. And I do see a lot of new faces on today's call, so welcome to URL. If you're brand new to URL, welcome. We look forward to working with you and helping you meet and exceed your expectations and your goals for sales this year. What we typically do on these monthly Mondays, this is usually an opportunity for agents who are already in the final expense marketplace to kind of get an idea of what's going on, what are some of the changes that are coming around in the final expense marketplace, what are some things that some of the tools and resources that we have to help you become more successful. But it also is an opportunity for us here at URL to gauge what you're doing and get some feedback from you as well. So this is really kind of an interactive webinar. So if there's ever a time that you have any questions, you can raise your hand using that toolbar that the webinar system provides. You can raise your hand and I can unmute your phone or your computer microphone, and you can ask your questions there. You can also type your questions, and I'll read those questions aloud at that time when we have our open forum, and then get those questions asked. Now, I also throw in some poll questions too. These poll questions are designed for me to be able to help you and to serve you so that when I do talk to you at some point, that I can kind of have an idea of what I can do to help you become more successful basically in the senior marketplace. So here's our agenda for today's webinar. So we're going to, because there's some new faces, new names on today's call, I am going to go through just an introduction of what we do here at URL in terms of final expense sales. I am also going to be talking about our lead program and our lead subsidies. And then there's a new lead program that we have, or a new lead ordering option that we have. There's a lot here today. So we're also going to be discussing some new carriers that we're adding to our portfolio, and there's going to be more coming here throughout the year. We'll also have some sales tips, poll questions, and then it's an open forum where I want to hear from you. What are some of your successes, some of your challenges? What are things that we can do to help you become more successful in the senior marketplace, in the senior life area? So we are the final expense architects, and when you partner with URL, we can provide you with different sales material, sales scripts, guides, online quoting. We'll get into some of that. We do have a successfully proven turnkey marketing program for Medicare producers. For those of you in the Medicare marketplace, your Medicare clients are also final expense clients. Just like Medicare is health insurance designed for seniors, final expense is life insurance designed for seniors. So it's liberally underwritten plans. People who have had heart attacks, strokes, cancers, whatever it is, depending on how long it's been, they may be able to get a plan, and there's minimal underwriting. So there's just usually some medical questions, but there's no medical lab work that they have to do. There's no medical records that the insurance company has to obtain. We provide different webinars and seminars on one-on-one training. The one-on-one training, you just let me know when you want to discuss some of the things that are going on, or if you just want some one-on-one training, we can always set that up. I am more than happy to help you with that. We also have some nice consumer materials, brochures, memorial books, letters, and a whole lot more. We have so many different lead resources depending on your style of selling, whether it's mailers, telemarketed leads, and there's going to be some other things coming here, and I'm going to talk about that, but I don't want to ruin the surprise. And then we also subsidize your leads based on your production. So we're going to get into all of that today. We have a robust portfolio of final expense carriers. We're pushing almost up to 20 final expense carriers. The idea behind it is we want you to be able to be competitive when you're talking to your clients, and we want you to be able to win the case and have products in your back pocket that you're able to help each and every one of your clients. And we don't want to make it so that the clients have to fit a particular carrier. We want the carrier to fit your client. Now, how do you know who's going to be the best, who's going to give the best rates? Well, we have a final expense quote engine that you can go to at our website at urlinsgroup.com. subsidy.com. And just to kind of show you where you would go, on our website, you would go to Life Markets, Quoting Tools, and then you would click on Final Expense. And then that's going to take you to another page. It's going to take you to this page here, where you're going to put in the state that you're in, the date of birth of the client, and you're going to put in the amount of coverage that they want. And there's level, graded, modified, and guaranteed issue. You don't have to do anything with the access key. And then you click on Get Quotes Now. That takes you to this next part here, where it's doing all of the shopping for you. And it changes from time to time. But you'll also notice that the rates are not far apart from each other. So if you get licensed with, say, Oxford or Mutual of Omaha, you're going to see that the rates are not going to be that much of a difference in terms of what you're offering your clients. So the website does the shopping for you, but a lot of times you can always call me and I can point you in the right direction as well. I'll be happy to do that. Now let me get into some of the leads that we offer here at URL. We have lead mailers. Now these are exclusive lead mailers where you're locking in a territory, and territories are starting to get locked up here. So if you are interested in securing your own exclusive lead territory, please call me as soon as you can, and I can tell you if your territory is locked in or not. It's by county. And basically what it is these lead mailers, the vendor is going to be making enough lead mailings so that they're going to guarantee that you're going to get at least 20 leads. The cost of those leads is $29 a piece. Speaking of lead mailers, if you're looking for a cheaper alternative, but you're not going to be guaranteed a rate of return, we could do a 1,000-piece mailer to a list of zip codes or counties that you want to target, and that cost is usually around $450, give or take, for a 1,000-piece mailer. You're probably looking at between 1% and 2% response in return there. So you're looking at anywhere between 10 and 20 leads. It just depends on the territory. Now there's telemarketed leads, and that's also a defined sales territory. So they're exclusive leads. All of these leads are never resold. They are A leads, so they are never resold. 20 lead order is the minimum order, and they'll make phone calls. This telemarketer will make phone calls to the areas that you want to target, and they're making phone calls to people on your behalf. They're using your name in the phone conversation. The cost of those is $19 a piece. If you do order larger orders like 30, 40, 50, the rates start to go down. So just so you know, and I can let you know what those lead costs will be if you're interested in that. So they do offer bulk discounts. If there's a lead vendor that you're using, please, and it's successful for you, please continue using them. We will still help subsidize those lead costs for you. And like I said, I'm going to get into the lead cost subsidies or the lead subsidy program here in just a couple minutes. So we don't want to upset the apple cart. So if there's a lead vendor that you have used, let me know, bring it to my attention, and we will help you with ordering those leads. Now, the other thing too is because we deal with so many different agents, you may be paying a rate with these lead vendors based on your lead ordering. If we can bring more agents to the table, usually we can get those costs down and we can negotiate that on your behalf. So let me know if there's a lead vendor that you use. I'll be happy to look into that further for you. Now here's our newest lead option. It's Facebook leads. You know, a lot of times people are sending out mailers and you think, oh, the marketplace is getting saturated with a lot of these different postcards and mailers that are going out. And you're right to a certain extent. With Facebook leads, normally they're about $35 a piece. We have been able to negotiate a rate with Facebook for $30 a piece. Now there is a 20 lead minimum order, so you're looking at a $600 cost. But here's the thing, is you're dealing with people who have access to the internet, you're dealing with people who have access to email, and you're being notified in real time. So there's going to be those different banner ads that you see as you're flipping through Facebook. You're going to see there's going to be ads that are going to be targeted to specific people in your state or in your counties that you want to target. And when they click on that for more information, you're getting notified about that in real time. And you are being provided with the client's name, their address, their phone number, and their email address. So these are people who are interested in getting some more information regarding final expense. So this is just another lead option that you have, and it's right in front of the client. It's using modern technology, social media to market your business. So again, they're $30 a piece for a 20 lead minimum order. We are taking orders now, and they are also a lead. So if the person that's seeing this ad is in your territory, it's not going to go to you and a bunch of other agents that are in that same area. They're basically, this client is assigned, or this lead is assigned specifically to you. So just so you're aware of that. So they are a leads. You're notified in real time, and the whole trick behind that is to contact them as quickly as possible when you're notified that this person is getting information or wants information regarding final expense. So you're hearing all of these different lead costs and stuff like that, and you're thinking, man, this is kind of a little pricey. I don't know if I can do it. Well, here's where URL steps in on your behalf. So if you are a Gemini producer with us here at URL, we take a look at your production each and every month for final expense. And for every $1,000 of paid annualized premium that you place each month, we are going to give you $80 for every $1,000 to help offset those lead costs. And we notify you when you are involved in our lead program. We notify you at the beginning of each month of your lead credit, and then if there's a lead vendor that you want us to contact, we can contact them on your behalf and put money on your account. If it's a lead vendor that we use, we can also do the same thing where we can put your lead credit on your account and then place the order, and we pay for our part of it, or toward the lead subsidy that you've earned towards that, to help offset those lead costs. Now, if you're not a Gemini producer, no worries there. We still offer lead subsidies to our non-Gemini producers. We call you our standard partners. And that's $50 lead credit for every $1,000 of paid annualized premium that you place each month. So to give you an idea of what it looks like here in terms of lead subsidies, so let's say throughout the month of February, you place $5,000 in annualized premium, a very good month. So Gemini agents, you're going to get a $400 lead credit from URL to help you bring down those lead costs. And now our standard agents, we're going to give you $250 to help bring those lead costs down. So while there is a little bit of an investment, a little bit of skin in the game at the beginning of it, if even one or two sales, you're going to be making money. You're going to help offset those lead costs that you've paid, and plus URL is still going to subsidize those lead costs and help bring those costs down. So if you have questions regarding our lead program or our lead subsidies, my contact information, I'll be putting that up on our screen here in just a couple of minutes, and I'll be happy to discuss those lead options with you. Now, I do want to take a couple minutes here to ask you a couple of questions, just a couple of them today, not too many questions here, and we try not to repeat the same questions, because I know there's a lot of you that are on the call that have been on these things before, and I don't want you to get asked the same question. But for the new faces that are on our call today, the new people that are on our call today, the first question that we have is, what can URL do to help you get started selling final expense or trying final expense? Do you need help with selecting competitive carriers? I'd be happy to do that. Do you need help with leads? I can help you with that as well. If you need additional training, please go ahead and answer those questions. I'll give you a few seconds to answer that, and then we'll get on to our next question. So what can URL do to help you get started in the final expense marketplace? Is it needing help with selecting carriers? Do you need leads? Do you need additional training? What can we do to help you? Okay, thank you for answering those questions. For those of you who are new to URL and you're kind of kicking the tires, here is what the response is. 44% of you said you need help selecting carriers. I will be contacting you in the next couple of days to help you with selecting carriers, to discuss carriers and the different options that are out there. 11% of you said that you need leads. I will also be contacting you to discuss the different leads that we have. And 44% of you said you need additional training. So we can set up a time where we can do one-on-one training. That's why I'm here. We're here to help you meet and exceed your sales goals. And there's so many opportunities when it comes to final expense life insurance sales. And I'll bring those to light to you. Now, for those of you who are already doing final expense with URL, here's our next question. What can URL do to help you become more successful? Do you need leads? Do you need to find better carriers? Do you need any turnkey marketing support, or do you need additional training? So what can URL do? For those of you who are already doing final expense life sales with us, what can we do to help you become more successful? Do you need leads? Do you need better carriers? Do you need turnkey marketing support, or do you need additional training? I'll give you a couple minutes or a couple seconds to answer those questions, and then I'll give you those results. Thank you very much for voting or answering those questions. Here's how it kind of shakes down. 22% of you that answered said you need leads. Another 22% of you said you need to find better carriers. Another 22% of you said you need turnkey marketing support. And 33% of you said you need additional training. So I will be contacting you. I get these results, and based on what your answers, I will know what I can do to better serve you. So when I call you to discuss these things, please be open and honest with me. Certainly like the opportunity to help you and to help you have a more successful year when it comes to final expense sales. Now moving on. As we mentioned, we have added 2 new additional final expense carriers. Those 2 new carriers are Assurant and Prosperity Life. So Assurant, which is also known as American Memorial, and then Prosperity Life. So Assurant, they have phone applications, which is really kind of a neat thing. You can get an underwriting decision in less than 15 minutes. Their rates are very competitive. Now they have products that'll issue ages go all the way down to children who are 2 weeks old, all the way up to age 85. Minimum face amount is $3,000 going up to $50,000. Now, as the client gets older, the maximum death benefit does get reduced, usually by about $10,000 or $15,000. So somebody that is 75 years old, usually that window of 75 to 85, that window gets reduced to about 25,000, 30,000, somewhere in there. We can discuss that more in detail, and I have product guides and resources that I can share with you if you're interested in Assurant. Like I said, they do have a phone application, so you can do an application over the phone, get an underwriting decision. Now in Pennsylvania, the maximum death benefit is $15,000, but that's the average face amount anyway when it comes to final expense. Now these are whole life plans, so it's lifetime protection. Now as the client gets older or they start having some health problems, the premiums are never going to increase regardless of their age or their future health. Now they also offer competitive daily commissions. So as soon as a policy gets placed, within 24 hours, take a look at your bank statement and you're going to see your commission levels there. Now they also provide live agent and customer support. So there's a toll-free number for you as a broker to contact Assurant directly. And there's also a toll-free number that your client can also contact if they have any questions or need some service on that policy. Now going to Prosperity Life, they also have an online application and a phone application, but it is not in all states. So we can discuss the availability there. Their rates are also very competitive. And one of the things that really makes them competitive is that they provide non-tobacco rates for cigar smokers, e-cigarette vape users, and also tobacco chewers. So it doesn't matter. All they're looking for, the only people that are going to get cigarette or who are going to get tobacco rates are cigarette smokers. So if they use any other alternative form of nicotine tobacco, they can get a non-tobacco rate with Prosperity Life. Their minimum face amount is $1,500 and they go up to $35,000. And the issue ages are 50 to 80. And just like Assurant, they offer a lifetime protection. Premiums will never increase regardless of future health. And they also have competitive commissions, and they do offer advances as well. And these commissions usually are paid on a weekly basis with Prosperity Life. Now moving on to the sales tips for this month, we're going to discuss phone sales. As I had mentioned, Assurant and Prosperity Life are two companies that have tele-applications or online applications. So if you're looking to try and save time, or you've already established a relationship with a client and you're just doing an add-on sale, this is a great way to do it. In literally 15 minutes or so, you can have a client approved for a final expense life insurance policy. And it's really in about 4 steps. So the first step would be to determine the client's need and the client's budget. Remember, with final expense sales, if you're not already familiar with it, with final expense life sales, it's usually a budget-driven sale. So instead of saying you need a $15,000 or a $20,000 or a $25,000 final expense plan, you might want to ask the question, what can you reasonably afford each month for this plan for final expenses? And do it that way. So determine the client's need and or the client's budget. Then the next step is to then medically pre-qualify the client. There are worksheets where you can ask the medical questions before you even make the introduction to the carrier. Make sure that the client can answer the questions, the medical questions, no. And then once you've already pre-qualified this client, then you can call the toll-free number. You're going to tell them who you are, and then you're going to hand the phone over to your client to do the phone interview. While they're doing the phone interview, the company is going to be running an MIB check and a prescription drug check. And then within that period of time, they're going to give you an approval decision. Either the client is going to get accepted for the plan or they're going to be denied. So you're going to get that approval. There's none of this guessing game, none of this guesswork involved. So you're going to be able to save time, save a lot of paper and everything else by doing the phone interview and doing these tele-apps. So in 15 minutes or less, give it a try sometime to discuss it. We can certainly set up a time to discuss those different carriers. And there are quite a few carriers that have tele-apps or online applications. We have Americo, AIG, Assurant, Foresters, but they require a special training certificate, and it's not available in all states. Gerber, Liberty Bankers, Occidental Life, Oxford, Mutual of Omaha, they have an online application through the IGO platform. We also have Prosperity Life and United Home Life. And again, they're not approved in all states, so we can discuss the availability depending on the state that you're in, and we can kind of go from there. But great way to sell final expense and remove the guessing game. So now this is our time for an open forum. So if there are any questions, you can type those questions. I'll be happy to read your questions aloud and get those answered for you, as well as if you want to talk to me live here, you can do that by raising your hand, and I can unmute your telephone or your phone, your computer speaker or microphone, that is. But we do want to hear from you, and it doesn't have to be today. We want to know what are some of the challenges that you're experiencing out there. Also, we want to know what are some of the successes. What can we do to help you give final expense a try? And if you're ordering leads through us, how are they working out for you? Are they good? Could they be better? And some of the challenges when you're trying to approach people regarding the different leads and different ways to get somebody to buy from you. So whatever it is, this is the opportunity for you to tell us what you need so that we can better serve you and help you grow and help you make more money throughout 2018. So if you have any questions, you can do that. And while this is going on, we do have another training that's happening on Thursday, February 22nd. It's a webinar, and it's called What is Legacy Safeguard? And just to kind of give you an idea, it's basically like a funeral concierge service. So usually when somebody passes away, when one of your clients passes away, you process the death claim through the insurance carrier, you get a check to the beneficiary, and you move on. But when somebody loses a loved one, they don't know what to do. They don't know who to call, what what's the first step, what's the last step. They don't, and anything in between. So this Legacy Safeguard program for your client, they are contacted, and this is a free service. They are contacted with a funeral counselor or advisor services. They'll help them locate a funeral director. They will also help them find the best prices for the funeral services, whether it's for caskets, headstones, whatever the services that are there. They'll help with that. They also will help bring families back home for that loved one's funeral if they're scattered all over the country. So they will make phone calls to different airlines to get bereavement airfare. They will make hotel reservations for the clients or the beneficiaries of the family of the client, and they will also set up any car rentals and things like that if they need that. So whatever it is, this funeral counselor will do that. There is a turnkey marketing program involved with this as a broker. So how do you, on different ways to approach your clients to talk to them about the Legacy Safeguard program, but also to add on a final expense life insurance sale. And there's also a referral program there where your clients can then refer their family and friends there too. But we're going to dig deep into the Legacy Safeguard program. I guarantee you that you will not be disappointed. It is an outstanding program. We've talked about it in previous webinars and different seminars that we've had. So please join us on Thursday, February 22nd. Representative from Legacy Safeguard will be joining us. It's at 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 11 a.m. Eastern. It's a webinar. You can register for that on our website at urlinsgroup.com. And here's my contact information. For those of you that don't know me, again, my name is Matt Alina, and I'm the Final Expense Manager here at URL. My toll-free number is 800-926-8875, extension 141. And I do have some questions here. Thank you for the question, Mary Ann. The question is, do you have a specific letter to mail out to Medicare clients asking if they would be interested in talking about final expense? Yes, and that's exactly what Legacy Safeguard is there are turnkey letters that they have. You would put it on your letterhead and mail it out. It talks about the Legacy Safeguard program as well as final needs planning. So yes, that I will talk to you more about that, Mary Ann, and I highly encourage you to register for our webinar on February 22nd. So thanks for the question. If there's any other questions, feel free to ask those questions, and I'll be happy to answer them for you. And just to give you a friendly reminder of upcoming trainings that we do have here at URL, our next monthly Monday is actually going to be on Monday, March 5th. So 1 month from today, Monday, March 5th at 10 a.m. is our next monthly Monday. We will have some more information. There might be a new company that we're going to be introducing as well, so stay tuned for that. And if there's any help that you need, any marketing support that you need when it comes to final expense life insurance, feel free to contact me. You can email me or you can call me. My toll-free number again is 800-926-8875, extension 141. I don't see any other questions coming in at this time. So again, thank you very much for joining us for our monthly installment of Final Expense Monthly Monday. I hope that you found that it was a very valuable tool and resource for you. There are going to be survey questions that are going to be handed out to you electronically, of course, at the end of today's presentation. So thank you very much for joining us, and we look forward to working with you and helping you grow your final expense life business. Thank you very much. Have a great week, everyone. Have a great month, and we will talk to you soon.